Today on What It's Like, 1940 Ford two-door business coupe. But before getting into all of that, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. This channel, we feature the classics, vintage, some exotics, lots of orphan cars, and cars that are off the beaten path. If that sounds of interest to you, subscribe. Hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. If you like this video, please give this video a like so more people can see this video in the future. In the 1940s, Ford did it a little bit different. They offered two trim levels, the standard trim level, which was also called the Ford V8, and the deluxe model. The deluxe model could be had in 6 body styles: 4-door sedan, 2-door sedan, coupe, business coupe, convertible club coupe, and the deluxe wagon. 6 color choices on offer for the deluxe trim: black, cloud mist gray, folkstone gray, lion blue, Acadia green, mandarin maroon, and a choice of striped mohair or broadcloth upholstery, as well as leather, which was the genuine leather variety seat cushions. The standard V8 could be had in 5 body styles: the 4-door sedan, the 2-door sedan, coupe, business coupe, as well as station wagon. And only 3 colors on offer: black, cloud mist gray, lion blue. So what were the differences between the Ford V8 and the Deluxe? The Deluxe had a totally different dashboard than the standard Ford V8. Seat material options were totally different. Like, you could get genuine leather seat cushions was an option for the Deluxe. Side note, 1939 was the last year Ford offered a crank-out style windshield on their cars. In the comment section below if I missed any other differences between the Ford V8 and the Deluxe. Moving on to specs: 188.3 inches long, 68 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 112 inches. It weighs 2,790 pounds. Price, $720, which is equivalent to you spending $15,237.05 in the year 2022. Total 1940 production, 541,896 units, of which total deluxe production was 367,364. The rest of the remaining production number was Ford V8 production, which was 174,532 units. Our featured car is the business coupe variety Ford V8 base model. I couldn't find a production figure for that car. If you could find that information, put it in the comment section below, please. Thank you so much. Moving on to engines, 2 engines on offer. The base engine was the 135 cubic inch displacement flathead V8 2.2 liters, 60 horsepower at 3,500 RPM, 94 foot-pounds of torque at 2,500 RPM, with a bore of 2.6 inches and a stroke of 3.2 inches. Compression 6.6 to 1. 3 main bearings, cast iron, 2-barrel carburetor. Moving to the other engine, 221 cubic inch displacement flathead V8 3.6 liters. It's good for 85 horsepower at 3,800 RPM, 155 foot-pounds of torque at 2,200 RPM, with a bore of 3 inches and a stroke of 3.8 inches. Compression 6.15 to 1. This one is made from cast iron as well. And it's also very important to note that this was the engine that came in the Deluxe. If you got the standard V8, you got a choice between the 2 engines. If you got the Deluxe, this was the engine that you got. 1 transmission on offer, 3-speed manual, sliding gear, 3 on the tree style. So let's talk about this door panel. Notice the door opens 90 degrees, so this is the access that you have. Lots of access to get into this car. There is no armrest on this door panel, but this door panel is made out of the same material, or it feels like the same material as the seats. It might be mohair. This is the door handle to get out. This is the window crank for the big window, and just look at how this operates. Look, it's got this nice chrome seam here, has felt on the back of it. So just check out that vent window. Look how big it is. And also notice when you put this down, there is no seam where the window goes. That's very interesting. It's all open. The vent window is just hinged here, and it has a pole that sticks in there. So that's kind of cool. Coming down inside the pedal box, high beam switch there. This is the clutch, brake, gas pedal, emergency brake. This is where the ashtray is. Just check out how that operates. It's very different. All right, getting inside the 40 Ford. It's actually really simple, straightforward. Just get in like that. Here's what I look like. These seats are super comfortable, but they're almost like beanbag chairs. Like when I'm sitting in it, sitting on it, I'm sitting in it. It goes down much like a beanbag chair. So I got tons of headroom. You can wear a top hat in this car and drive comfortably. Here's a better look at the door. Look at how it opens 90 degrees. So here's over the hood impression. Here's what first person looks like. Lots of room underneath the steering wheel. So I can go like this. If I put my feet down where they're supposed to go, lots of room. This steering wheel is ginormous. On to the button switches and knobs. Starting on the left-hand side, fuel is at the top, and then right below that, temperature. In the center is the speedometer. 100 miles per hour is the most that it can track your speed to. There's an odometer in the center of the speedometer gauge. Oil pressure, battery, or amp gauge. There is a silver knob that protrudes at the bottom of the dashboard. That is for the headlights. There is another knob with a T on it next to it. That's for throttle control. Then there's another switch to the right of it. I think that controls the windshield wipers. Right next to it is the choke lever. Up here you have sun visors. There's no courtesy mirrors. Another sun visor over here. Check out this rear view mirror. It's oval shaped. It's very cool. On to the glove box test. Here's our test subject. Here is my hand for reference. Here is the glove box it's going to go into. With ease. Like, look how much space there is in that glove box. That's why I do this segment, because a lot of people don't realize how big these glove boxes actually were. They were huge. You could put your whole lunch in there if you wanted to. And this knob here controls the Cowl air conditioning vent. See, it opens up like that. It allows cold air to come in from outside and blow down at your feet. It's one of the best features they just don't put on cars anymore. This is a very important attribute that a lot of people don't show. How hard is it to push this car? Yes, you might break down on the side of the road and you not have to push the car on the side of the road or whatever. Because I've had people like, why does it matter? It does matter, because what happens if you have to move it in your garage and you don't want to start it? How hard is it to move? Well, let's find out. This one's got bias ply tires on it, and cars with bias ply tires are harder to push in general for some reason. This car is very heavy. It is very, very heavy to push. It reminds me of pushing a 54 Corvette, which was the hardest car that I've ever pushed. This might be the new hardest car that I've ever pushed. It's very hard to push. So real quick, I wanted to show you these windshield wipers. Look at how they operate. If you move one, the other one moves as well. We have to talk about these mirrors. Look at how these mirrors are designed. There's one on the driver's side as well as one on the passenger side. And just look at the way that they're designed. They're so beautiful and elegant. Right, coming to the under the hood section. Opening this hood, you just pull this towards you. Look at that beautiful flathead V8. Very accessible to work on anything if you needed to. Check out the battery, where it's located, and the solenoids on the firewall. I don't know if you can see, but down inside here, this has 2 water pumps. There's one on each bank of cylinders, so there's a water pump here, and there's a water pump here. Generators at the top. Just check out how this fuel, this is the fuel filter. It's glass bowl style. Look at how that fan spins down there. Spins down there very low. Coming to the trunk back here, it's lockable. It's not locked at the moment. If you want to open it, you just move this to the right and pull up on it. And here's what the trunk looks like. The trunk is actually very big. That's a full-size spare there. Some parts. So the trunk is so big that I am sitting in the trunk. So that's how big the trunk is. I could shut the hatch and fit in here perfectly if I wanted to. So you could fit a body back here, no problem. Starting this car, it's a bit of a procedure. So this car has a locking key cylinder. They did this in the 40s and they did this in the 80s. This is the 40s version. So to start it, push your foot on the clutch, just so in case it's in gear, it doesn't take off on you. It's a 3 on the tree column shift. This key cylinder, so key comes out like this, and this is what the key looks like. It almost looks like a tractor key. But you put it back in the cylinder like so. Turn the cylinder until this part is sticking out, and then you push this to the up position. The other crazy thing is this key cylinder comes out like this. Is that normal? I did a review of a 46 Mercury, and it did the same thing. The whole key cylinder came out in my hand. But anyway, so you turn it to the on position, and then there is a push button right here, and that starts it. So it's just the key cylinder situation is really weird. Never seen anything like it. So how do you shut it off? Well, you just turn it off like this. That's how you shut it off. And then you turn the key back over here. It pulls back up inside here like that. And then you pull the key out. So this car is a 3 on a tree. And what does that mean? That means that you use the column to shift it. It's in neutral right now. Pull it towards you, and up is reverse. Pull it down, that's first. Second's right here, and third is right there. Learned how to drive 3 on a tree last week with this big Chevy truck. I actually like it. I think I prefer it over a 4-speed, but definitely takes some getting used to. Just a real quick putt around here. Let's see how many turns this has lock to lock. The wheels are pointing straight ahead. That's 1 full turn. That's 2 full turns. So 2.5 turns lock to lock. On to the pros and cons. I am getting all of these pros and cons from the complete book of collectible cars, Blue Chip Auto Investments, 70 years from 1930 to 2000 by Richard M. Langworth in the Auto Editors of Consumer Guide. On the positive side, superb styling, vast following and club support, great performance, fine construction. Against it, they are increasingly expensive. Open models almost overpriced now. All right, it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give me the correct name of the band as well as song title will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. You can be sure I will never let Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. I appreciate all of the support. And until next time, toodaloo!